Hey guys, it's Amy here, and today I bring you my June wrap up. You may notice we are in a different place yet again. This is my old bedroom and we'll be staying here for the foreseeable future, and I may switch up the background depending on if it looks alright when I edit it. But for the time being, this is where we'll be discussing books. So due to all the busyness at university and moving house last month, I actually only read 3 books, which is a little disappointing, but it's better than reading no books. Let's get on and talk about them. The first book that I read was The Winner's Curse by Marie Rutkoski, I think. And I was sent this by Bloomsbury and I didn't know that it was coming. I wasn't aware that they were sending it to me. So when it arrived, I wasn't exactly sure if I was even going to like it, if it was going to be a story that I was going to be interested in. And to be completely honest with you, I read the back of it and thought, oh, I'm not going to enjoy this book. This is not the type of book that I want to read, and it's not going to be something that I'm going to enjoy. The lovely person at Bloomsbury also sent me an email as well, and from that email I actually was slightly enticed to read the book. And I am so glad that I did. I really enjoyed this book, and this is the first in a trilogy, and I have to wait till like next year till the second one comes out, and I'm absolutely gutted that I've got to wait that long. I gave this book 4 out of 5 stars, and I definitely didn't expect to be doing that. Basically, the story follows a young girl named Kestrel, and her dad is a general high up in the military forces that rule over the land that she lives in. Years and years and years ago, they conquered this land and took it from the people who lived natively there. All the people that used to live in this land are now the slaves for the people who conquered it. So the story starts with Kestrel, and she's in the market with her friend, and they end up near the slaves auction, and Kestrel ends up buying a slave. This would usually be a normal thing for people in Kestrel's class, but this time Kestrel has actually spent a crazy amount of money to buy this slave, and it gets people talking, and rumours start spreading about what this slave could mean to Kestrel and why she did it and things like that. Obviously, one of the main factors of the story is a growing romance, and as you all know, I'm not particularly a great fan of romance, but I have been loving it a little bit more recently, and I really enjoyed the romance in this book because it didn't grow at a crazy rate. It was a slow-paced romance. So if you like YA and you like historical fiction and maybe a bit of dystopian and romance in there, then I really suggest you pick up this book because it was a really great one and it took me by surprise. The next book I read this month was The Ocean at the End of the Lane by Neil Gaiman, and this was such a beautiful book. It was so whimsical and magical and amazing, and I have never read any Neil Gaiman before this, and I know I will definitely now pick up more from Neil Gaiman. I don't really even know how to describe this book. I think it's one of those ones that you need to read to fully appreciate how good it is. At the beginning, it follows a man who goes back to his hometown and revisits a spot which brings back a lot of memories for him. We then flash back to his childhood, and lots of crazy and magical and amazing and whimsical things happen when he is back in his childhood. We follow this young boy as he struggles with his self-identity, and he has family issues, and so many things happen in this novel, and it is a quite short novel, and yet I really felt that I connected with the characters and I really knew them and I really loved them. So I'm doing a really pants job at describing this, but I really suggest that if you haven't read any Neil Gaiman yet, maybe this would be a good one to start with because I really loved it and I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. And the final book that I read in the month of June was The Fellowship of the Ring by J.R.R. Tolkien. So I'd be very surprised if there are people out there who don't know about The Lord of the Rings or haven't at least seen the film or know of the film or know what it's about. But if you are one of those people and you don't know what The Lord of the Rings is about, it's essentially an epic adventure novel following the story of young hobbit Frodo Baggins as he fights his way across Middle-earth to destroy the One Ring of Power so that Sauron, the creator of the ring, has no power over Middle-earth and will be destroyed. So if you want an unbiased opinion on this book, you are definitely not going to get it from me because I absolutely love these books. They are my Harry Potter, essentially. I have had these books read to me and given to me as the films since I was a very young person, and they are my Harry Potter series essentially. I love Harry Potter also, but these just, oh, there's something about them that makes me feel happy when I read them, and I know if I'm feeling a bit rubbish and I don't feel happy or whatever, I know I can pick up one of these books and just read a little bit of it and it just makes me feel happy again. This is an amazing story for many different reasons. If you are looking for a story with romance, if you're looking for a story with adventure, with fighting, with friendship, with all of these different things, it literally encompasses so much stuff, and J.R.R. Tolkien did such an amazing job at writing such a humongous world as Middle-earth, and everything in, invented races like hobbits and numerous elvish languages which he just came up with in his mind, which I just find astronomically amazing and extremely clever, and I would so love to have met him while he was alive. It would have been amazing. If you are into epic fantasy and you have not yet read The Lord of the Rings and maybe you're feeling a bit intimidated by it, I really suggest that you pick it up. And here you can even get The Lord of the Rings split into 7 parts, so they're much smaller sections, so maybe reading something this size would be a little less intimidating. So those are all the books that I read in June. Let me know down below what you read in June, or if you've read any of these books and you have an opinion on them that you want to share with me, that would be awesome. As always, I'll leave links to Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, everything down below. If you want to befriend me, that would also be very awesome. I think that's everything for today, guys. I hope you're all having a fantastic day, and I will see you soon. Bye! A book that I really hope to get round to this summer is A Game of Thrones by George R.R. Martin. But this book has been calling to me from